All right, let's do this. Let's do it. Recording, episode 67.
Welcome to Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia.
So funny, we have a guest, and his name is Casey. I know he's always the guest, but he's like sitting in today. And you just said...
I typically face away from the table when they record. And it's been the biggest pain in my ass every time Marni interrupts the show to say, Felicia can't hear you. Felicia can't hear you.
Because Felicia doesn't wear headphones.
Smoothly edit it. It's a whole thing. So I decided I'm going to face the girls today. I'm going to sit back. I'm not going to over.
Unless I want you to. But you just said, are you happy?
In case I get the blessing.
No, but you said something like, are you happy that I'm here?
At the table.
Right. And I'm happy you're at the table.
And I'm very happy you're at the table. I always
remember
love
Carrie
Casey.
Coon and White Lotus. I just wanted a seat at the table.
Just wanted a seat at the table.
But what I said to Felicia...
Moving things around. We got new equipment. It's all made sense.
We're really elevating.
Rearrange some things.
We're elevating.
What I said to Felicia last night, which was, I was with her till like 9:30 at night in Plainview. And I brought my equipment there because we guest recorded a podcast with Dan Brown and Brandy Crawford on their podcast that'll be coming out soon called It's TV BFFs. We had a lot of fun, but we didn't have you there. And I was like, oh, I could easily now take the gear and go to you, Felicia. But I do like when Casey chimes in.
I like that.
So that's what we settled on.
Yes.
But shout out to Dan and Brandy for having us on. We recorded a podcast about the best miniseries like ever. Went from the 70s to today. And I learned a lot, We learned a lot.
Yes,
I mean,
we
talking
did.
back to Roots, Angels in America, to
way back.
And Felicia was able to really deliver. You delivered. I know you were tired, but I'm
always
tired.
tired.
I look at my mom. I go, Mom, start drinking. Get your Cosmo, even though it's at 8:30 at night. Get the Cosmo because she usually drinks in the morning.
No, you're going to make me as well.
I know.
An alcohol. By the way, I have a love-hate relationship with the podcast. Of any podcast. Anything that I'm on, I have a love-hate. When I'm here, I'm happy.
Yeah, you love it.
When I have to come here, I go, oh.
I know. I kind of have the same relationship with it.
There was a game last night that obviously I couldn't go to because Marni seems to pick.
Hold on. You never told me Thursday nights. You told me Tuesdays are out of the...
Yes.
Now Thursdays too?
Well, they threw me in. They want me to... Ellen and some of the girls, and they're very easy.
She's a rummy cue ringer now.
No, is it Mahjong?
Yes. And
what time was the game though? We recorded
6:30.
So you could have played.
not really, because it doesn't matter.
Mom,
and
I could have sat in your apartment by myself.
No. So they wrote to me, what time, blah, blah, and they knew you were coming over. And I went, Marni's coming to torture me.
I don't want you to say, I'm not torturing you.
I know, but that's what it feels like sometimes.
It's the anticipation,
Yes,
Mom. Once
yes.
we're doing it, you kill it.
And
once I listen to it, I'm like, ooh, I would listen to this. This is fucking good.
Okay.
All right. So now we're here.
Okay, we're here.
I mean, I don't really, you don't have any big updates?
No,
Life updates?
Life updates? Yeah, I met a man, married him in 3 days.
It's been a busy week.
Life updates don't have to include men, Mom.
Not for my life.
Your life update is you're playing
I'm
more
playing
games.
Yeah.
I love this. I really hope this summer I could, I don't know, observe a game. I would love, I've only played a few mahjongs. I'm just so happy you're doing this because it really will make you live longer. You guys, this keeps people sharp, keeps their mind going. I heard it it's so good. It's good to prevent Alzheimer's, dementia, all the things that I cannot have you have. I was thinking if you ever
It'd be very inconvenient for Marni if you had to do those
exactly.
things.
I can't have you losing your memory. Because that's got to be the fucking worst.
It is.
Dad didn't lose his memory.
No, he did not.
I would have been just devastating. You're on your way out and you don't remember? You don't remember the fucking life we had? You spend your whole life raising a family and then you lose
I know, it's very sad.
It's so awful.
It is sad.
I don't know why this is turning to be so, this is an awful way to go out.
It is. That's why I tell you, pillow.
So is it the pillow right when you get the diagnosis? When do we do the pillow?
When you see that I totally don't know who you are or any of you. And, any.
It would make it easier if you didn't know who we were when we're putting the pillow over your face.
That's true. That's true.
It's who done it?
Yeah.
All right, that's
Exactly.
sad. So let's
Yes.
talk about some news. Some news. We got Zoe Kravitz is in talks to direct a movie called How to Save a Marriage with Robert Pattinson
Oh.
producing.
Do you think that'll be a movie?
I think
or
it's going to be a
something?
movie. Remember she did that movie? I don't know if we didn't see it. Blink, I think it was called, with Channing Tatum. And now they're hooky. I think they're dating.
Really? Oh God.
See,
He
Casey,
really gets around.
I need you to fact check while you're sitting here.
Girl, I'm here for you.
Casey, that's the nicest thing you've ever said. Is Zoe and Channing dating? All right, while Casey looks that up, Toys R Us is becoming a live action
I'll
movie.
ask my girlfriend, ChatGPT.
Please do. Toys R Us is becoming a movie. It's in the works. I'm down. Capturing the brand's nostalgic magic in a modern adventure film.
Let me ask you this. When you mentioned that they were making a Toys R Us movie, I immediately went to episode 1 of The Studio, where they take these nostalgic brands and make a movie franchise. Like they did that with the Kool-Aid movie.
Kool-Aid, yeah. Well, this
So
all
now I
came,
can't take any of this seriously.
It came from Barbie. I mean, it came from Barbie.
But I mean, they kind of like brought it out in the forefront that this is a thing where they take nostalgic brands and...
Well, didn't they do that with the Pop-Tarts?
Yeah, but that's
Wait, Zoe Kravitz and Channing Tatum, they split in October of 2024. They were engaged.
They really?
They called off their engagement and went their separate ways.
They were engaged? Wow.
They realized they were at different stages in life.
Thanks, ChatGPT. Oh my God.
Do you guys share that account?
No, so I pay for mine. His is free. Like he has his a different account because it wants to get to know you. Like me and mine have a.
We have very deep talks.
I don't.
So you
I
have
don't
a
have
different relationship with
we
it.
do, but I don't. I'm really learning. So I took a course on how AI works, but I was like, no, I want to learn how to use AI. But I realized I kind of know how to use it. But there's this thing called Coursive. Coursiv, and they gamify it like Duolingo. So every day I learn how to do different prompts. So I already did ChatGPT. Now I'm on a new AI platform learning Midjourney, and that's for imaging. But it's just fun. It's like a quick lesson every day. I recommend it. It's great to know. Okay, so wait. So Zoe and Channing no longer. Okay, Mom.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Did you hear that the Golden Bachelor has been renewed and they announced who the Bachelor is?
No. Who's the Bachelor? Well, I'm not going to know him, am I?
Well, no, but he's 66.
Okay.
He was an NFL player from Detroit. Okay. And guess what? He went to University of Michigan and he played for the Rams.
Is he good looking?
I mean, I have a photo. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's good looking.
Wow.
He's handsome.
Yeah, he's handsome.
He's better than fucking the other guy, Jerry. I think he's got more of like a man. He's got more of like a cowboy.
He's really
look.
chiseled.
Chiseled, Felicia. Chiseled.
Yes.
I mean, good. I love this. I love that they're gearing
For my generation.
Yeah, I think it's fucking great. Yeah.
By the way,
he played in the NFL in 81. What?
When Craig was born.
No, Mom, I was
when you
born
were
in
born.
81. The dementia has started.
Get the pillow.
Oh God.
What?
On the way over here, I spoke to Karen in the car, and she wanted me to tell you she is obsessed with Love Island.
We got to get a Karen sound effect.
I don't
Love
know
Island,
how
right?
That's crazy.
She's
binging Love Island?
Yeah, is it Love Island?
Yeah, the one with like Ariana Madix as the host. What? It was on like 3 nights a fucking week during the summer?
It was filmed in Las Vegas. Is that the one?
No, Mom.
What else is there besides Love Island? Temptation Island? I'm so confused by all of
Okay,
A lot of them.
Can you text Karen? What is she obsessed with? Love Island was over the summer. Is she binging like an old show or is it a new show?
I'm assuming
Love
old.
Island was in Fiji. Big difference.
Wait.
Vegas?
Go ahead. Talk amongst yourselves.
I mean,
Go ahead. Talk.
she's texting. Well, I need you, Mom. Like, I need you to pay
okay.
attention. Okay, Lena Dunham and Carly Rae Jepsen. Carly Rae Jepsen sang the song, that song that all the kids love, Call Me Maybe.
Right.
They're bringing 10 Things I Hate About You to Broadway. Remember the movie with Heath Ledger? Just thought that was interesting. Now this one, Casey, did you hear about this one? Because we will be all over this. You know our boy, Jim Jones, who drank the Kool-Aid. They're
doing a Jonestown musical.
Nope. Even better. It's in development at HBO. Guess who's going to be writing it, show running it, and I hope starring in it?
Who?
Bill Hader.
Really?
Would be fucking perfect.
He would be a great Jim Jones.
He would be so good.
Yeah,
He's actually a great actor. And I think that got overshadowed in the show Barry. Like
Why?
Barry was just a creative,
People
cool
loved him.
masterpiece. But I think as an actor,
I gotta
don't know,
watch
he was
Barry.
Barry, if you've never seen Barry, it was
Actually, I have seen
it. Was
it.
an
But have
incredible
you
show.
did you
I did
watch
like
it?
I watched it. Did I keep up with it? No.
Mom.
I
The show
lose
was
interest.
funny. It was interesting. But what nobody really talked about is how great of an actor Bill Hader is.
I think everybody spoke about that. I think he was nominated.
He was. Not as an actor.
Or
I think as a director,
creator?
maybe. But I don't know that he ever got the props as an actor.
I don't know.
Wasn't the Fonzie in that?
Yes, Henry Winkler.
Yes.
Henry Winkler.
How many seasons was it?
Emmy.
3?
3 or 4.
I don't think 4.
It ended so well. It didn't go on too long.
Yeah, sometimes these shows just go
They just
on
keep greenlighting
and on.
seasons, but Barry was great. So I would love to see him in a more serious role.
I gotta watch it. There's so many things.
Speaking of the studio, wasn't that a whole storyline too? That they were making a Jonestown movie. Scorsese was directing a Jonestown movie. It got sidelined for the Kool-Aid movie.
Look at you.
That was all part of the show.
Are you
studio.
Are you still watching the studio?
No, because you went ahead of me.
Casey,
It's fine. I'm okay.
Instead of playing Fortnite, you can watch the studio. Just saying.
Stop controlling my
Okay.
life.
So
Stop telling me what to do.
She's always giving me homework, Felicia.
you guys, John Hamm is so busy. They just greenlit. He's doing an anthology series called American Hostage for MGM Plus, another fucking streaming service that we need to do.
Just doesn't stop.
8-episode series. He's going to be in it. How does he have time?
We're never going to recover financially from all these streaming services.
I agree.
What does he have to do?
Another streaming service.
Oh,
She's
right.
not wearing headphones, so you got to really talk
Right.
loud.
I'm doing my best here.
No,
I rearranged the whole
I heard him
seating
say
arrangement.
something.
Well, listen, guys. The Karen Reed trial has begun. Okay,
Again.
the retrial.
Retrial.
So I haven't seen it, and I started looking on the talk for the updates. But I actually, funny story, have a person that I reconnected with from when I went to BU Theater. Mom,
Yes.
is Karen texting you?
No.
Okay.
I was
so
just
listen, you
checking.
need to pay attention to this.
Okay.
His name is Matt Rawson, and we were friends when I met him at BU.
Right.
I filmed a lot at BU that summer. I had my video camera. He's all over my footage. We got along tremendously, and I swear to God, when I say I lost touch with him, like not on social media, haven't heard from him or seen him since I was a junior in high school. Okay, so it's 1998.
But you met him. Oh, you met at BU that summer.
That summer,
right.
98.
Oh, that's a long time.
And I don't know how, but somehow we reconnected. And I told him about the podcast. He's friends with that guy, Van, that was also there that summer, who's on soap operas.
right.
And he's like, Marni, love the pod. I live in Boston and I could give you all the Karen Reed updates. So it's like,
We got boots on the ground.
yeah, we have boots. And I think I might have him on to just like be our Karen Reed correspondent. So the latest is the prosecution starting to lay out their case that Karen and John were always fighting. I don't love this because I just think there's reasonable doubt, right? Even if she did it.
Not for murder one. That's where they blew it. I think they had the right idea with the first charges, which were manslaughter. Like murder one, it implies that you
Thought about it,
killed
right, and
this
that's
person,
not what she
premeditated.
did.
I think she just accidentally ran him over. She was fucked up and didn't realize it even happened.
But listen to this, the placement of the body. So this is what Matt said. So today the jury is going to visit multiple sites, including the house where it happened and relevant scenes in the case, which they did not do last trial. Okay. And this is important because the placement of the body is so far from the driveway, it's almost impossible to achieve what the prosecution wants us to believe. So this is all important. Stay tuned. I think we should do a Karen Reed update every week. Just saying. Okay.
Well, she does. You do share autoimmune diseases.
We
so
do. We do.
like-
And I'm still upset they didn't cover any of her
None
autoimmune
of it.
issues.
Well, that's called private. I mean,
Marni doesn't understand medical privacy.
Maybe the
apparently.
HIPAA laws. They didn't.
Yeah,
want-
I mean, there's.
I just
Marni's
think-
not pro HIPAA.
I think if it was in her point of view, this documentary, and like the fact that she didn't have a flare up, or I'm just amazed by her. I want to know what she's eating.
That's
I
called
guess
private, and call her.
Marni's going to go on the Karen Reed diet.
Right.
she's thin. I'm down. All right, guys. Uncircumcised gems. What we watched this week. Wow. I don't know where to start, but I'm going to tell you this, you guys.
We taped late last week, so it's interesting.
I
that
know.
you got a lot done in.
I didn't get as much
4
done.
days.
I didn't get as much done as I wanted to.
What's
okay?
the show that I
But
really want to talk?
Stand by. We're going to start this segment off with a moment of silence
Oh, for Pedro.
for Pedro.
Well,
Heartbroken.
you gotta give a little spoiler preface here because it was a pretty big drop.
It was, and I do believe if you watched The Last of Us, you didn't fucking wait to watch the episode.
Because you know about
If you
it now.
didn't watch last week's episode, fast forward because there's some pretty big spoilers.
The Last of Us.
Oh,
I will say this.
It was constant action.
Last week, I was like, ooh, The Last of Us. So many zombies. This episode, jaw-dropping.
But even more zombies.
I know, but
it didn't stop.
6,000 zombies running for one person. Like, holy
They're
shit.
Those guys
They're
are
all
fast.
This episode So I didn't see it coming, anything in that episode, because we never played the video game. Now, video game, I've researched, this happened in the video game. Well, Part 2.
Right.
All of it happened. And now online, they show you like side by side, like the video game. And
is it very
beyond?
To get, really? It's that similar?
Like the dialogue.
Wow.
Like get it over. It's fucking wild.
I loved it. And I was very sad because I love Pedro.
I know. And what's wild is in the video game, the player, so if Casey's playing the video game, the player is the point of view of the new girl, Caitlin Dever. So you're killing Pedro. You're killing Joel.
Oh, I don't know.
However, I didn't realize I have a source also.
Abby's her name.
I have a source as well who told me, who's played the video game, said that in the game, you don't know until later that Joel killed Abby's father. You're confused as to why this girl is killing Joel.
Interesting.
They don't, it becomes like this like big revelation later. So
but they said that, we know that.
It was a creative choice to put it in the show.
Right.
That you know right away
why she
so wants to kill
I
Joel.
wonder if that's why I heard some video game fans aren't happy.
Could be.
Right now. That's
the
interesting.
Purists that want to keep it strict to the story. Another interesting point about the video game I learned from my source.
Who's your source?
Can you say a client?
Okay.
I don't know the
confidential. I understand.
Yeah, I respect confidentiality.
Yeah.
Unlike Marni and
some
I.
people at this table. No, but apparently in the video game you have the choice when you're Joel to kill the doctor or not.
What?
And it completely splits the story off.
It's like choose your own adventure?
And that's a lot. I played the beginning of this video game and I found it to be less skill-based and more story-based. So you're just kind of guiding through the story. It's not a difficult game. It's not like there are moments of action, but like in the end, you're just guiding Joel through the story. So it is kind of like a choose your own adventure, but it takes you down a pretty specific. But that's one of the splits apparently in the video game is that you have the choice of whether or not to kill the doctor, which can wildly alter the
whole show.
Wow.
And or game.
I'm
the genius who came up with that. Can I? It's not from
a
book.
It's the same guy that's developing the TV show, so he's directing
right.
the episodes.
So he really,
running the show.
He really did well.
The interesting thing, and I thought, Pedro's gone now. My client seems to think they're going to do a lot of backtracking to fill in. Now they're going to fill in the last 5 years. As to what happened to Abby, because a lot of it's going to be from Abby's point of view.
That's right.
Okay.
And they're going to use this as an opportunity to go back and do
flashbacks.
And
honestly,
Pedro's not done.
Okay, that would make me feel so much better because I
the thought of not seeing him
I don't
again.
know if I really want to watch it without him.
I
hate
right.
to, look, now the show is about two women who are, fighting for their lives, right? You have Abby and you have, what's her name? Ellie? What's her name?
Ellie.
And I just thought it was going to be about them too. But oh wow, Casey, I really hope they flash back.
I think it's going to be mostly flashbacks, and I
to
like
not
the
see
moral.
him.
I like the moral confliction that you love Joel, but he's not a good guy.
I mean, that's the anti-hero.
There's a reason why he killed the doctor.
It's complicated. There's layers of complication.
Yeah, because they were going to kill her.
That's right.
Well, of course we know that.
But also, one could argue it was for the greater good of all of the people to figure out what made her immune.
Right.
So it wasn't just to kill her. So there's that moral confliction. Plus, this doctor's just doing his job, and he has a family, and there's people left in the wake of you kill him, then this girl is now growing up without a father. So I like that it's
and
not
he's growing up without a daughter.
Right. So exactly. So there's all of these layers of I don't know. I think it makes a better story when it's not just cut and dry, good guy, bad guy.
I feel much better if we don't lose him. But it was amazing. All right, so I'm back in. Now I'm even going to be more back in if we see more of Pedro. Do you recognize the guy from Beef who's in Last of Us? Like the Asian dude?
Yes.
He's from Beef.
Yes.
He was the cousin in Beef.
Yes.
And the black girl is from True Blood.
I knew it. I said, she's from True Blood, but she looks a little heavier.
She does.
Which is fine.
And by the way, True Blood was on
20 years ago?
So long. We lived in Manhattan when that show was on. It was a long time ago. We love that show.
Do you ever struggle with how well adjusted these people are living in such a fucked up world? The guy from Beef is always so kind of calm and goofy and kind of smooth. I'm like, I don't know, man. If I was living through
but now
a
they're
zombie
in it.
apocalypse.
But they've been in it now for years.
I know, but
you would get so used to it, you would fucking thrive.
I would probably thrive, but I don't know that I would maintain
I don't think I could thrive.
Oh, well, you'd be dead.
I would be dead.
You would have drugged yourself out.
Yeah. Totally.
I don't think I could have been a leader like these guys, but
I disagree.
I would definitely.
I disagree.
Be the,
Yeah, I
I would
think you
definitely
would've
be
been a
the
leader.
barber that's like.
No, I think you would have.
Shit's crazy, right, guys?
No, I think you would have ended up a leader, not by choice, because you were prepared. Do you know what I
always
mean?
Prepared for a
so
zombie apocalypse.
I would make you leader because I'm a leader, so I would make you.
It's a lot of pressure.
I would
I
make
don't
you
know.
leader. Did you watch Handmaids?
No.
That's okay, Mom. I know we
I
discussed
did
this last
watch
night.
last week. Well, I did watch obviously when it started, but I just you took up my time last night.
I'm so sorry. Please, you were like, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna leave, catch up, and she's like, I'm just gonna catch up on my Korean stuff. I was like,
'cause
okay, Felicia,
Just makes me happy.
I understand, and don't you fret. Your Korean minute's coming. Handmaids, I thought was a great episode.
Oh, and you said that.
I did.
You told me
Talk
private.
about action. There was action. There was action. June and Moira fucking get it out with
Oh,
a
so
fucking guy.
they're
in Jezebel.
They're in Jezebel.
They also like
And
kind of
they-
air their grievances.
Yeah, and they beat the shit out of a guy.
Good. Then I'll have to watch
and
it.
they're playing Martha's. It was good. This was a good episode, right?
It was
Kay?
all leading up to something. I feel like it didn't move the story.
No, but
a
it was
ton,
there was some action. It was good.
But it was good. It was good.
We have to give time to a show that Casey and I fucking love, and I really wanted you to try it. The Rehearsal on Max with Nathan Fielder. One episode dropped.
Okay.
So, Felicia.
I did start it.
I said right off the bat, it's not for Felicia.
I said it off the bat too,
Well,
but I
okay,
wanted
wait.
her to try it.
I did. And my first thought was, besides the fact that I thought it was the most boring piece of shit I've ever seen, and I tried and tried, and I went, give it a chance, and I went, I can't watch these two. I couldn't watch the guy that he was interviewing.
Moody.
I could not
Moody.
watch either of them because they had nothing. It was boring.
But what did you think of the fact that he got like the aviation guy? Like, did you understand what he was trying to do?
Yes,
Like, why are these planes getting into accidents? Like, him uncovering.
I don't
that
think I
there's
got that far.
What?
I didn't get that far.
Did you
because I
see him like rehearsing like the
I
cockpit?
did not. No.
How much did you watch?
20 minutes.
There was
maybe.
some cockpit in there. No,
I could not. I just, I found him, and I'm sorry for all you people. I think he's on the spectrum, and you guys thought he was also.
he could be,
And,
but that's
I mean-
brilliant. He's fucking
I'm not-
brilliant.
I think it's intentional though.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what
it's
I don't
intentional.
know,
It's
but
intentional.
boy, and
he's
that's
such a
just-
good actor.
If he really, well, okay.
Mom.
I'll have to go back and,
I don't know if you're not going back. You have
you're
so
right.
much to watch.
You're right. I'm not going back.
But did you get to the part where he's wearing the laptop contraption?
No, not at all. But that's really, I know you have that. It's so funny. Yes.
Stand by.
I want to know how the sales have surged since this show with a standing laptop desk. I don't know. I don't wear a laptop.
Worse than putting a bra on. Where did you find this? On Amazon, of course.
There you go.
Okay, Mom. So I'm wearing the laptop contraption that Nathan Fielder wears in the field.
Okay.
And as a producer, when I saw him wearing this in season 1, I was
thought
like,
it was fabulous.
I was like, I need this. So we went onto Amazon, and I think Casey got it for my birthday, but I brought it to the field. I'll never forget it. When I was producing the PJ Masks show, I was directing, and I had my coworker Xenia like logging, so she wore it and typed. But I just, how great is this? It's just brilliant.
Did they laugh when they saw it?
They loved it. Everybody in production knows what this means.
Of course it does.
This means I'm a producer.
There you go.
Okay, so he's like, why is there so many issues? And he discovers that the pilots don't meet until they're in the fucking
There's no
cockpit.
communication.
They
There's
don't
like
meet they're literally meeting for the first time in the cockpit. They don't even talk when they're in the fucking lounge.
Why do they do that? Don't you
It's
think
scary.
you think they all know each other?
Nope. Nope.
So many pilots.
I guess.
Scary as fuck.
What's entertaining about this show is that yes, it's a real problem, but what's even more amazing is that how elaborate it always is. Like how much time he puts into the research, how many financial resources he has to completely rebuild an airport waiting
Set.
area.
I think HBO's giving him a lot of money to
But
do this.
even when he was with Comedy Central, he always had a
Yes.
ton of money to do really elaborate things, and that's what makes the show brilliant.
And what happens is there's one issue,
Take it way too far,
and then he
So good.
discovers that
And there's another issue.
the guy doesn't talk to his girlfriend. Like it's like the shit that can't be really pre-produced, right? Because he's discovering this as he goes along.
Right.
I just find it so fascinating. Like fascinating.
Well, I'll have to try it. I mean, I'll have to go
Like
back.
go in
to
with
what
an open mind.
It's not that I had a closed mind. I just found both the guys that I saw at the time were so boring.
But
it was boring. It was, and I didn't, since I had never seen it or know him, I don't know.
Season 1 is wild. It's about a woman raising a fake child, but he's not fake. They like get kids. It's so fucking. It's about
basically
like
puts out a casting call for people to. He wants to have the experience of raising a child in a short amount of time. So in 2 months' time, he raises a child from birth till 18.
So he hires babies
every night. They bring in a different kid who's a little bit older. And it's like he goes through all the phases of parenting with this woman who's a complete nut job.
So what's wild is I have a woman I know, she messaged me on Instagram and she said her husband is a critic for the Daily Beast and they got screeners and they saw the whole season and it's fucking bonkers. I'm wondering what this will do, if this will bring any sort of awareness to flying.
It should.
Because when I get on that plane now, mom is sticking her head in that cockpit and saying, are you two talking? Is everything okay? You know who doesn't communicate? Couples. We can't have miscommunication in the fucking cockpit. Are you fucking kidding me? The intimidation, like, what do they call it?
There's like a hierarchy.
Well, there's a pilot and then there's a co-pilot.
If the co-pilot feels like he has any reasonable concerns, it's not taken seriously.
They went through previous accidents, crashes,
like the black box,
and they redid the script. And you see what the language is, and it's script. It's awful. This is why you just can't believe you haven't even gotten there.
All right.
Okay. Maybe. It's one episode.
Right.
Sunday nights. Big recommendation, guys.
You also got to kind of I would recommend going back and watching Nathan for You or watching the first season. Not for you, Felicia, per se, because I know you don't have the time. But anybody else that's never watched this, you got to kind of understand the tone and the sense of humor first. Because otherwise, if you go in cold, you're like, what the fuck is this?
I agree. Nathan for You.
It's all very intentional.
What did he do in Nathan for You with the nail salon?
Well, Nathan for You was about him taking struggling businesses and creating insane business plans for them to save their businesses. And these people didn't realize it was a joke. He was completely straight-faced and then would walk them through these insane business ideas. The nail salon, I don't remember the nail salon.
He did one at the nail salon. And it's funny, he filmed kind of near where we lived.
He got famous for the
where you lived
in LA.
The fake Starbucks.
He made a fake Starbucks.
Dumb Starbucks, I think it was called.
And lines around the corner. Nobody really knew of him, and it made the news, and it was like a big deal. We were like, "Oh, what is this?" And then we started watching. Nathan for You was great. And he met a guy. Remember who was single? Remember the guy? And then the finale, he like drove with him.
Oh my god, it was one of the best finales. It was. You know what it was? He would have these impersonators, celebrity impersonators, and he had this guy on several times who was a Bill Gates impersonator.
Yep. And he got to know him.
Looked nothing like Bill Gates. He would just have the guy hang around parties, and he would walk up to people. When I invented Microsoft, like he would just spout facts, but there was nothing about him that was like Bill Gates. And as he got to know him, the guy would talk about this woman that he had a fling with, that like he always thought of her as the one that got away. So the whole last episode is basically a road trip with the two of them. Film. It was like an hour and a half feature length film about him trying to reunite him with his lost love. And
that's why I love this show so much.
The more it unfolds, you realize like maybe there wasn't even a woman, or if there was, maybe he's stalking this woman. It becomes insane. Everything he does is elaborate and unravels, and
it was good.
Highly recommend all of it.
Sorry, anyway. I did say I watched the documentary this week because when you were at band, there was an hour and a half documentary on the Oklahoma City bombing on Netflix.
I saw that. Obviously, I didn't want to watch it.
I know you don't like that shit. But my friend Aaron Ginsberg produced it. He's got a lot of the true crime stuff on Netflix. And I was like, I don't really want to watch it, but I'll watch it. It was good. Really? It was good because obviously we were kids.
Yes.
And there's tons of footage.
Yes,
there's tons of footage. And I didn't know, because I was so young, is all the ties to Waco. Like, I had no idea that this was basically...
It was the anniversary of Waco, right?
It was 2 years past Waco, and it was these fucking white dudes who were angry at the government, angry that their guns were getting taken. And this guy, he confessed, Tim McAvee, and he got he got executed. But
I'm not sympathizing with terrorists, but I think it was a little more complicated than gun
just
control.
Waco.
It was the ATF's handling of Waco and if you watch the Waco doc,
what's
you realize,
ATF?
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. But you watch the Waco.
I
docs.
did. We watched it.
I know, and you realize that it was very poorly handled. That doesn't.
What's so
warrant
crazy is
bombing a federal building.
They went to the background of the guy. Well, it was 3 dudes, but the main guy that did it, they went to his childhood, and he was extremely bullied and was super skinny and awkward, and it reminded me of now he would be called an incel. I got this flash to adolescence. You know what I mean?
Right.
And this
And
man,
he was also mentally disturbed, don't you think?
is that the excuse for everybody being mentally disturbed who sets off a bomb? Is that an excuse? I don't want to give him that
But
excuse.
did he live out in the woods? No, that wasn't
You might
him.
be thinking of the Unabomber.
That's right. That's what I'm thinking of.
There were a lot of crazies in the 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You're right.
There's crazies always. It's so fucking wild.
Oh, Karen's texting.
Love Island, USA.
Love Island is a little less smutty, right?
No.
Temptation Island is the smutty one.
They're all smutty. What do you mean? This is the one that takes place in Fiji. Ariana Madix is the host.
So she's got. She said she binge watched whatever it was of the first 2 seasons or something, from 2020.
Oh my God.
She said she has decided she cannot do that anymore.
Oh, okay.
And
After
and
2
she's done.
seasons?
Oh, now she's done.
Yeah, she's
okay.
done.
Well, she should have watched the most recent season because the most recent season's getting a spinoff.
But it is called Love Island.
Yeah,
right? I don't know why I said. And what is Temptation Island?
Temptation
That's the
Island. I
smuttier
watched.
one.
They're both fucking smutty.
God.
They're both ridiculous. Couples that go on an island, they separate the boys and girls to see if they would cheat on each other.
She started mentioning names, and she found it hysterical. She couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that.
Binging is one thing. Committing in the summertime to 3 nights to 4. No, it's on every night in the summer. Big Brother's
Love
only.
Island's.
Love Island is every night. I was like, I can't
she
do
said
this.
to me, she says, I'm done with this. I can't.
Okay.
Because I have made a concerted effort to be finished and not go
Wow,
on to
Karen.
anything.
Wow.
We'll see.
Did I lose respect for you, Karen? A little. I'm just kidding. There's so much
Karen
other
always
things.
likes the weirdest.
That's not weird. I mean, people love Love Island. Darren Karp
Feels
loves
a little
Love
mainstream
Island.
for Karen.
We moved
Yeah.
on from the Oklahoma City bombing, but if you want a doc for the week, I would suggest that. I did start watching the Happy Face show on Paramount Plus. Dennis Quaid plays the serial killer. Did you ever hear of the Happy Face serial killer?
No.
He was in jail for murdering 8 women, and then apparently
Did he get is he dead or is he out? God,
I
hope
didn't
they killed
finish.
him.
I didn't finish
Oh.
the season, but I'm pretty sure he's dead. But his 9th murder was falsely another guy was in jail for this woman, and he wanted to be famous. That's why they like the fame. So his daughter ends up going on a talk show, all the things, and it's good. I'm not hating it. I just need to finish it. It was good. It was recommended to me. Is it amazing? No. James Wolk is in it. He plays her husband. He went to Michigan. Big Michigan day today. Dennis Quaid's amazing in it.
Well, he's amazing. He's really a great actor
He's great.
when he's working.
Mom, your one piece of homework that I left you with last night. I really wanted you to try this show, Étoile, on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Which was Amy Palladino's new show, who did Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and the Gilmore Girls. And I watched half of the first episode this morning before you arrived
I watched half of it.
as well.
Yes.
I feel like the
last
show
night.
is perfect for us.
We don't really know the characters yet.
Well, it's the first episode.
No,
We
I
haven't
don't
even
mean that.
finished
There
it.
is not really anybody, not that this is a win or a lose for me. I don't know any of the I don't know any of the actors.
The main guy named Jack, who's the head of the ballet company
Yes.
in New York.
Yes.
His name is Luke Kirby, and he played Lenny Bruce in Mrs. Maisel.
Oh.
Yeah, so she must like him as an actor.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's
And
familiar.
how about the French woman? Do we know
she
anything
looks
about
familiar,
her?
but I don't know anything about her now.
They really didn't do many close-ups of her. So I couldn't get to see really what she looked
So
like.
it's about 2 ballet companies. One's
One
in
in
Paris,
France.
one's in New York.
Right. And it's Lincoln that's supposed to looks like it takes place
And
at
I
Lincoln
like that they
Center.
talk about how, look, all of our dancers, they're leaving post-COVID.
Right.
It's all about TikTok now.
Right.
Let's do something crazy. Let's do a talent swap. And it's about them kind of arguing
Picking
over
and choosing.
talent, choreographers. There's ballet in it.
It's like the draft.
Yeah, it's like the draft. Look at you, Felicia.
It's like
dropping sport bombs.
Like the draft.
I'm going to continue with this because it brings us dancing, a little New York, a little Paris.
Yeah, no, I just
like
was.
it.
I start when you left. I started it, and then I got sidetracked by other things, and I went, all right, go.
What
back
did you
to
do
it.
this morning? If you
watched
tell me
the news, got dressed, and left.
Wow, you watched the news.
I'm
kidding.
Let me
Did you watch the
preface
Today Show?
I watched the Today Show. By the time I get to watch it, it's really no longer news. It's chit chat.
Okay.
Which is fine. I love the.
Will you keep watching it?
Yeah, I'll go back to it. And if I finish one, did you notice how many episodes there were?
They're an hour, 8 or 10, all have dropped. I think it's
okay, they all
supposed to
came out at
rain
once.
tomorrow.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
a
I can't
great
wait.
rainy
I'm so
day.
thrilled.
I know, it's been so nice.
It
That
has.
was the problem living in California.
It was
I
nice.
felt really bad being indoors.
Right.
This is better for my content viewing to live in New York.
True. You don't feel so guilty in the bad weather.
Right. I think if you like dancing, and I know a lot of people listening do like dancing, this is a breath.
I love dancing,
This is
so
this is a breath of fresh air.
Okay. I'll give it a shot.
And she's a great director, producer, creator.
I got up to the point where the crazy girl is on the boat in France, like she's fishing and she's screaming all over the place, and she was in
I don't even
jail, and
think
she
I
calls
saw
her
that.
mama to get her out.
Is she a dancer?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see that. There's a crazy girl on a boat.
Well, she does something about the environment.
I didn't see that yet.
That was kind of funny.
I had to hit pause because we had to record. And actually this morning, Casey and I, because we were up late last night, we didn't finish Your Friends and Neighbors. So this morning we finished it.
Was it good?
I can't decide how I feel about this show.
I'm enjoying it. I don't think it's like
terrible.
I'll continue. No, it's
Terrible.
not terrible. But Dan Brown brought this up last night. When we recorded with him, so I have to give him credit. Breaking Bad, Walter White. It's the anti-hero, right?
Right.
We like them, but they're doing something awful. I don't know if he's likable. And what's the stake? Like, Walter had cancer. He needed money for his medical bills. This guy needs money for fucking
keeping up with the Joneses.
lifestyle.
Yeah, lifestyle.
So that's where there's not a lot at stake.
And he feels that he's not doing anything awful because he's stealing
These people
from
are
his
so
friends
rich.
and neighbors. He takes one because they have
I
so
know.
many of, let's say, watches or bags or whatever, jewelry. And he takes from each home, he
I know.
climbs in, he knows
One
what they're
item.
all doing. And little by little, but he's going to get caught.
Yeah, and these fucks are not stupid. These really rich people, they
He
know where
thinks
that
they-
$500,000 watch.
But he thinks they are stupid.
I know, but those
they
people
are a little stupid. I
They are.
mean, the
Yeah.
fact is, the only reason the guy called the cops was because
he
he wanted.
maid.
Well, no,
But he also fired his maid.
he fired the cleaning lady, but that was also because he needed the police report to get the insurance on it.
Right.
At the
Right.
end of the day, they're getting their money back on it, and then he's like, yeah, I'm going to get money, $250,000,
Right,
but
it's it was a new addition.
It's a new addition. So like,
The one thing I did like about this episode
a show
was
doesn't have to have all likable characters. I've seen shows where like nobody was likable,
Oh,
Name
for
it.
sure.
and sometimes it's just entertaining.
name
to
it,
watch.
name it. Just kidding, that was Sun.
Succession.
I loved Succession.
Who was likable in Succession?
Nobody.
That's why at the end of Succession, I don't mean to.
Come
I don't
on,
mean to
cousin
derail.
Greg was likable.
But cousin Greg was probably the most likable. But at the end, when there was nobody to root for, when you're like, who's taking over the family? They were all pretty awful.
You know, it's funny. I just watched the actor on actor interview with Sarah Snook and Kieran Culkin because they're both on Broadway, and they interviewed each other. It was good. It was entertaining. He's literally his characters. Like, it's just insane.
I
He
think
doesn't
it's
have
him.
a lot of range.
No, he doesn't. And I
No,
really want to see her. She's
His
in
Mark
this,
Maron
she-
interview, you realize like, oh yeah, he's
What?
when he's himself in an interview, you're like, yeah, he's just
Crazy.
he's just himself. Like,
But he
he's-
came from such a dysfunctional family, didn't he?
Yeah,
But he's a great actor,
Yeah,
and
he's
I
a
like
great
him.
actor.
I want to see this show that Sarah Snook is in, Dorian Gray. She's the only person in it.
What show?
Dorian Gray. It's a play.
Oh, yeah.
I
But
would, she's like playing all the characters. I want to say this. Yesterday, it was gorgeous out, right? Gorgeous. And I got to Felicia's house at like 7:00, and I said, "Did you leave the house today? Did you take a walk?" And you know what she said? No. And I said, "What did you do?" And she said, "I could do what I want to do. I watched my Korean shows." So give us the Korean minute.
I can't.
Why?
Because I didn't write down the names of the shows, and they all. I know. And this morning I said to myself, just take time and write down 2 or 3 shows. But I'm watching some old shows, historical shows. They're called history. They're not history. They're like down from the Joseph. They're just crazy kings and queens and emperors and blah blah blah.
Let it cook.
And fantasy, right? Fantasy stuff.
you
where
can't
they,
give me one name for
Lovers of the Red Sky, I think, which is an old one. And I can't tell you who's in it because I cannot remember anybody's name and I can't
That's
pronounce
fair.
them properly. Here's the thing. If I've seen any of those shows, it was maybe when I first started. And I really did not understand what was going on. And now I'm kind of giving it especially the historical shows, because that's not my jam. I don't like those, but I will watch them, especially when Judy says, try that one. It's a good one. I sometimes wait for her to say, what did you think? Some new stuff is out, and I don't like it. I don't like what's been dropping 1 or 2 episodes a weekend or midweek, whether it's on Viki or Netflix, and I just have not, I can't get into them. Like, for argument's sake, on Netflix is a new show called, they give the most ridiculous names, the Potato Lab or something. They research potatoes and how they grow them, and and then there's a love story.
I think that was a Korean minute right there.
There you
Thank you,
go.
Felicia.
Somehow I
Thank
get
you.
through it. I don't know how I do it. But I'm not giving them what I have to write down what I'm, especially the old shows. I have to write down what I am watching.
I think it's like jazz. Like you could just like improvise this.
It's true. Nobody will know except.
No, we have people listening who want to know the shows. So thank
Right.
you for trying.
Okay. Forgive me.
What are you doing this weekend besides watching TV? Any things at the club?
Well, tonight, if go
What?
to the clubhouse. The
You
bar.
were about to say the bar.
Yeah.
Like, do you play
If it's
games
going.
or are you just chatting?
No, we just chat and sit by the bar and meet different people, and the bar is where it's happening because people are coming in and out, and you get to talk to everybody, and you get to meet little by little more people. And it's a big community, so and everybody little by little is coming back from Florida.
Let my
Amazing.
people go.
Well, so, bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Marni.
Let's talk about what's coming out this week.
What's coming out?
So, Brett Goldstein, who's in Ted Lasso, who's filming a movie right now with Jennifer Lopez. That's where there's fucking pictures of the two that make people think they're dating. I don't. It's just for the movie. He's got a stand-up special coming out on Max called The Second Best Night of Your Life. I'm in. I'll watch that. April 27th, Mom. Love Hotel on Peacock with the Old Housewives. The single Shannon Bedore, Ashley Giselle, and Luann.
God.
Hosted by Joel Kim Booster, and there was some drama where he came out saying Shannon was awful, and that made the news. I think I'll try that. But the big show coming out May 1st is the Tina Fey show on Netflix called 4 Seasons.
Oh, I wonder if that's a takeoff of the original
It
one
is.
with Alan Alda.
It is.
That was wow.
And she
Aren't
hasn't-
you impressed that I know that?
I feel like, no.
Oh.
I feel like because we discussed it, maybe.
I really liked it. They went away once a year.
Yes. So Tina Fey hasn't starred in a show in a very long time.
That I might watch. I like Tina
I
Fey.
think-
And then if she has some of her friends on, I'm sure she casted some of her friends.
I'm sure it's got a great cast.
Yes. Did they say who the cast is?
I mean, I could tell you who the
Just
cast
curious.
is. It's going to be big. I mean, you saw the trailer. I know we discussed it. 4 seasons. Wowzy. Starring, help me
me.
some Steve Carell.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Coleman Domingo.
Okay.
Will Forte. It's going to be great.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be good.
It's going to be great.
Just by the cast alone.
It's going to be, I love
That's going
Coleman
to have
Love
to be
Will
a
Forte.
reminder.
I love-
That's as long as it's on Netflix. What's it called?
4 seasons.
yeah,
and that
I'll
is
remember.
Thursday, which means I hope it's probably going to be a big drop. Netflix doesn't do weekly.
Sometimes they do, but not really.
Does that mean I'm staying up all night on Thursday?
Depends on how many episodes they did.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you, Felicia.
Thank you, Marni. Thank you,
Casey.
Casey.
Good to be at the table.
Thanks for being here. Bye, guys.
Bye.
My Felicia, bye, Felicia.